What's going on YouTube? So as you all know, if you're a subscriber or as if you've watched other videos of mine, I've got this 75 African Cichlid male show tank, and then I've got my breeding group of blue neons. And I've also been keeping Africans now for about 3 years. So I thought now would be a perfect time to do my 10 tips on how to keep African cichlids. So tip number 1, before you go to your local fish store and get whatever African might take your fancy, you've got to do your research. Whether you want Mbuna, a Lunacara, such as this guy there, or Haps, or Tanganyikan's Tropheus, whatever you want, you've got to research. After that initial research, you're also going to go onto the tank. This right here is a 55, and Africans do get pretty big, especially the larger Lunacara and the Haplochroma species, so you've got to have at least a 55 or 75 gallon. And if after doing your research you've realised that the Fuscos and the Venustus and that kind of thing take your fancy, you've got to at least get a 125, especially for a full grown male. So after deciding what size tank you want and what you want to keep in the tank, you've got to think about your decorations and your substrate. So for substrate, I like to use sand. And this is something that naturally mimics their environment, as obviously it's sandy at the bottom of Lake Malawi. You can also use gravel, although they're not going to sift through gravel for food and stuff like that, like they do sand. So that's why I use it, and personally I'd recommend it. So the next tip, which is the kind of decorations that you use, completely depend on the type of fish that you've chosen to keep. A Lunacara and Haplochromis don't need as many rocks, although if you've chosen to keep Mbuna, which are more territorial, you are going to need more rocks in your tank. So there's plenty of hiding spaces for each individual fish. So the fifth point is the equipment that you're going to use. And obviously any African cichlid that you're going to get is going to need a heater, because they like it between about 78 and 82 degrees. So you are going to need that. In particular though, I am talking about filters. A lot of people, when they're doing breeder tanks like this one here, or fry tanks, tend to use sponge filters. And this is a great source of mechanical and biological filtration, and it also creates a lot of surface agitation. The second type of filter that you can use is a HOB filter, like this Aquaclear 70 that I'm running on the other side of the 55 right now. Last type of filtration that's very popular with African cichlid hobbyists is obviously the canister filter, as you get a lot of output and a lot of surface agitation from it. And this one here that I'm using is a Sunsun 304B. So the fifth tip would be where to get the fish and at what age to get the fish. If you can buy them young, like all these fry that I'm growing out here, if you're in the Pittsburgh area, hit me up. Then that's awesome, as they're going to have time to get used to each other. They're also not as aggressive when they're young as well. If however you want fully coloured up males like the majority of us do, then make sure you buy them from a reputable dealer, or a specialised online store like Imperial Tropicals, the Cichlid Shack, or Southeast Cichlids. So the next point that I want to make is water changes. On this breeder tank I do 50% once a week, and on the 75 gallon show tank I also do 50% once a week. And this is going to help with both the growth and coloration of the fish tremendously. If you don't do water changes enough, then you're going to see nitrate spikes and ammonia spikes and all that bad stuff. So if you can do constant water changes, weekly or bi-weekly water changes, then you're going to see it's going to really impact your fish in a positive way. And it's been working great for me, as you can see there I've got another blue neon female holding. So my next little tip is food. Make sure you're feeding good food, cichlid specific food like these Cobalt Ultra Color or New Life Spectrum or the Cichlid formula from Northfin. That's personally my favourite, and I've seen a lot of improvements in my fish since I've been feeding that. And if you want to check any of these products out, I'll leave links in the description. So now we're on to our 2 final tips for the video, and these 2 are probably the most important. The first one, and I've said it in previous videos, is patience. These guys take a long time to colour up, especially when you're buying them young. So make sure you're doing all the stuff that I've talked about previously with good food, water changes, all that kind of thing, and eventually your efforts will be repaid through the growth and coloration of your fish. So my 10th and final tip on how to keep African cichlids healthy is research. Learn and become better. There's always something new that you can learn, whether it's watching other people's YouTube videos, reading online, reading books, or anything like that, and this is going to help you become a better fish keeper. Whether it's learning how to do more efficient water changes, what to put in your filters, what fish could keep or should not keep together, compatibility issues, anything like that. If you really immerse yourself in the hobby and African cichlids in general, you are going to see the rewards. And a last little bonus tip, just enjoy it. Enjoy what you're doing, enjoy your tanks, don't get tank envy, as I'm sure many of us have in the past, but just enjoy what you're doing, enjoy your fish. And if you can, just take some time out each day just to lay down on the floor or sit down on the chair wherever your tank is and just enjoy them. Anyway guys, that's time. I really hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, please subscribe and like it, and I'll be coming out with a lot more videos like this in the future. And if you've got any hints or tips that haven't been included in this video, please leave them in the comments so new hobbyists might be able to read them and we might be able to help them out. Thanks, catch you on the next one.